Aloha, my friends, my familia. Happy solstice here in the northern hemisphere. The solstice happened at 7:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And what does that mean? I love to just first share that solstice, in Latin, sol meaning the sun, and stis means to stand still, is a time every year, both in the winter solstice and in the summer solstice, when the sun literally comes to this still point at its highest light upon the northern or on the southern hemisphere. And in astrology, the solstices and the equinoxes are such powerful, profound energy for getting in touch with the energy of the sun. And in astrology, of course, the sun represents the soul. And yesterday, the day before the solstice, the sun has changed signs and gone into True the Stars, Gemini, and I shared a video last night about it. But there's just so much happening. I promised you that I would get on here and share more about what's happening astrologically. I had a couple people message me and say, "Oh my God, what's happening? Please share a video and share with us what's going on." So the first thing, of course, is that the sun has gone into Gemini. Gemini is an air sign, the twins. It's all about an energy. It's all about the energy of curiosity, being inquisitive, loving to learn, loving to explore and grow. One of the perfect symbols or examples of Gemini energy is the young child, right? And that's one reason I'm right here in front of this children's playground here, is to just really express the energy of Gemini, which is playfulness and curiosity and inquisitiveness. And how do we learn, right? Gemini is wanting to learn. And what is the best way to learn? It's by doing, right? It's by experiencing life. And that's why on this play structure, you have all this tactile stuff where you can touch and feel and grow and learn. And so Gemini loves to do that. It loves to just take everything apart and learn all the little components to every little thing. Gemini is an energy of the butterfly. And yesterday I had this profound experience of this butterfly coming and like dancing all around me. And it was profound, as I've always seen the butterfly as the perfect symbology for Gemini. The butterfly is constantly interested in exploring every flower. That's why I'm wearing this dress here with all these different varieties of flowers, because Gemini is about variety. It's about exploring life, learning about life, growing with life. And so as we go into Gemini season, it's such a great time for learning, for picking up a new skill, such as Spanish, or to learn another language, or to learn music. Of course, I'm also teaching a course if you'd like to learn the language of astrology. And as I shared in last night's video, we don't love music because of the notes, right? You go to a piano or your guitar, we don't love music because there's an A chord or a D chord or a C chord. We love music because of the sound it evokes, for the feeling it creates. And in the same way, us astrologers are not super excited about the planet or the sign. What we're excited about is what the planets and signs represent. And so as we move forwards in today's talk, one of the things I'm going to share with you is all about what were the planetary vibrations or music that was created on the solstice today, 7:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because whatever the chart looks like, the astrological blueprint of the planets and what signs they are in that happens on the solstice, this is a high point. And the next high point will be 6 months from now in December. And so whatever occurs today, freeze frame, 7:59 a.m. is like how women sometimes get permanents and their hair gets all curly and it sets, right? For quite a while. The solstice is a set point. It's an imprint. And it's going to be an energetic offering for us, for as we move forwards and grow for the next 6 months. What is the energy we're going to be cultivating and working on and growing with? And some really exciting things are happening with today's solstice. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into it. Now that we know that the sun which represents the soul energy. People always ask, what is your sun sign? Because it is about our soul expression. And what is more important than how we express our trueness, our beingness, right? Our real authentic self. And that's why I do astrology and do readings and work with people, because my authentic soul mission and purpose is to support others in aligning to their soul purpose, because that is my purpose. And it is such a gift and a blessing. I've been blessed to be really connected to my inner self and my soul self, and it is such a gift to bring that energy to those that I work with, to all of you through all of my videos. The goal, the mission is to align to our soul, to our highest self. Why are we here, right? To be connected to that oneness and that beautiful spirit. So getting down to the astrology, what is this amazing chart, 7:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 13 sign astrology? What is going on? Okay, so first of all, the sun moved into Gemini. So it's at 0 degrees of Gemini on the solstice. And this is important for a number of reasons, because Gemini is the sign of the twins. If you're someone who's followed the whole twin flame thing or soulmates, Gemini can sometimes represent two, right? So with the solstice being in Gemini, and it's of course pretty much always in Gemini every year, I think it marks a point in time where people may be drawn together to collaborate, right? And Gemini is collaboration. It loves to meet lots of different people and connect. But perhaps there's one special person in your life that you're feeling really drawn to connect with. That Gemini energy might fuel communication. It might fuel connection. So that's very exciting. And I'll add more to why I'm kind of going down this route today. And that is because Juno today, the asteroid Juno, is conjunct the sun at exactly the solstice. And what is Juno? Juno in Greek mythology was the wife of Zeus, the king of the gods. And so in a sense, she is the queen of the gods. And so we have the queen of the gods connect the sun on the solstice, which is extremely powerful energy. What does it mean? So Juno in an astrological chart is somewhere that I go to reveal who your ideal marriage partner may be. So it's a wonderful asteroid for discerning by sign and by house. Who is your ideal marriage partner, right? Who is that person who would just be the perfect long-term match for you? And depending by the sign, will reveal this. And so if you have Juno in Aries, your ideal partner might be someone who is very courageous, a leader, someone who's very masculine, very aggressive, right? Likes to take charge. If your Juno is in Taurus, your ideal partner might be someone who's very grounded, very conscious, very secure, very safe, very stable, very grounded, very abundant materially. If your Juno is in Gemini, you might really be attracted to someone, a partner who's very mercurial, very inquisitive, loves to learn, loves to communicate, loves to express themselves through the written word, via writing or through radio or newspaper or any other means of communication. If your Juno is in Cancer, you might love someone who is very loving and nurturing, loves to cook you a meal and make a beautiful home for you. If your Juno is in Leo, you're going to be attracted to a partner who's just very creative, very expressive, right? They shine like the sun, and on and on and on. So if you're curious about where your Juno is and who your ideal marriage partner by sign and house would be, reach out. I am offering $1 a minute readings, which I'm really excited about. It just feels like a really great balance of my time being appreciated and also you getting to choose how much time you want to do. So what else do we have going on? So not only do we have the asteroid of marriage and who your ideal partner is conjunct the sun exactly at the solstice, we also have something else pretty incredible, which is that Mars, the planet of masculinity, the planet of action, the planet of the man, conjunct, extremely close in conjunction to Venus, the goddess of love. And Venus is all about the feminine. And so Venus and Mars are really close together today at the solstice. Venus is actually still in Cancer, which we'll speak to in a moment, which is all about nurturing, water, the mother. Some people say that Cancer energy is like breast milk. It's the fluids of life, the creative, nourishing fluids of life. Cancer people tend to love to cook, make a beautiful home. It's the family energy, and it's the emotional energy, and it's the feminine energy. It's a very protective energy, loves to protect their family, loves to care for what's dear to them. So the feminine energy today is a very nurturing, loving energy. We love things that feel cozy and comforting. We are drawn to nourish ourselves, do self-care, really care for and fill up our own cup. And then we have Mars, the planet of action, the planet of masculinity, in Leo, which is all about expression, creativity. And so the masculine energy is much more external today, and the feminine energy is much more internal, which is a natural match because feminine energy is yin and masculine energy is yang. And so today there's like a harmonious balance. They're fire and water. And of course, men and women are polar opposites in almost every regard, so this makes sense. We have the yin in water, which is its natural element, and we have the yang in fire, which is its natural element. And so there's a nice, beautiful, harmonious energy between the yin and the yang, masculine and feminine. At the same time, we have the sun in Gemini, which is all about balance. It's all about two collaborating. And sometimes people say that Gemini, they're two people kind of, sometimes they have a personality challenge. So in almost all relationships, I would say that learning how to get along with another being is one of the biggest challenges that there are. But because the sun is conjunct Juno, which is the asteroid that represents marriage, it also represents the wife. I feel like the next 6 months is going to be shining light, the sun, on our marriage partners, and also on being a wife or being a mother. And so I bring this up because I felt into the collective, and I felt like there could be this really deep challenge in our mainstream society around the mom and around her purpose. And so the sun represents soul and it represents purpose, and Juno represents your ideal marriage partner. It also represents the wife and the mother. And of course, because Juno was the wife of Zeus and the mother of many, many gods and goddesses. And so I feel that because the sun represents purpose and soul and Juno represents the wife and mother, there may be a very deep growth for women for rising up as wives and mothers who are following their purpose. Because I think for a really long time in our society, a woman would get married and then she'd have her family, and then that would be it. It would be so difficult and so challenging to maintain her purpose, to maintain her soul path. And yet, how deeply do we need the women on this earth and the moms to step into their power and to choose their purpose and to claim their destiny and to speak their truth, right? Do you have a message that you need to share? Do you have a purpose that you need to get out there? And if you do, you're going to feel it's going to talk to you every single day and be like, knock, knock, knock. And so I feel like with the sun shining its light on Juno, the wife and mother, it's all about shining light on the wives and the mothers and empowering them to lift up into their purpose and to begin to share their selves and their path and why they're really here. And that it's time for more support for the women on this earth to have both, right? To have a family, to be a mom, to be a wife, and yet still share have time to make videos, have time to promote your business, have time to give to the world as well. And I feel like that's going to be a big theme for the next 6 months. Okay. And it's also in Gemini, which is about teaching and it's about learning. It's also about information and communication. And so that is why I feel that many women will be being inspired, especially wives and mothers, to learn a new skill, to begin teaching, to begin sharing. There's going to be all this opening up the divine feminine, all this communication happening, all of this claiming of the knowledge that women and mothers and wives hold, this sacred knowledge, so many different types of knowledge, right? Depending on your upbringing and where you came from, that is ready to be shared, that's ready to be revealed to the earth and to the world. And so if there's something in your heart, this is such a good time in the next 6 months. If you're a writer, if you're an author, if you're a teacher, it's a little doggy in the background, then what calls to your heart? What are you ready to bring forth and share with the earth and with the world? This is such a good time to meditate on that today on the solstice, and then over the next 6 months till the winter solstice. What do you want to create? What do you want to bring forth? What do you want to communicate? What do you want to shine the sun with your communication to your family, to your husband, to your children, to your community, right? Because Juno is the mom. And also, simultaneously, if you are someone in a partnership or you are seeking a romantic partnership with the Sun conjunct Juno, I think this is extremely promising that marriage, deeper commitment, whether that's an actual marriage or just a deeper bond or some type of a ceremony between now and the solstice, is highly, highly, highly probable. So very exciting. Please let me know in the comments if that resonates. And if you do have that happen in the next 6 months, please leave a comment and let me know, yes, that's true, Lotus, that happened. I got married, or my commitment entered, my partnership entered this deeper level of commitment. If you're watching this far, you're going to get in on a little secret, which is that I am actually a twin flame coach. I have been practicing this quietly, very secretly for several years, and I'm finally ready to start revealing that I do this work. I do deep healing on the soul level to assist divine soul unions to come together. I've had some amazing results. So if you'd have questions, you'd like to book a session, reach out. So back to today. So we have the Sun conjunct Juno, which is about shining light on partnership, on the feminine, claiming her ability to communicate and express her truth. And then we also have the Moon conjunct Venus. Wow. So the Moon is emotion, Venus is love, and it's in Cancer, which is the home and family. It's the mother. So we have another connection to the mother, right? Which is the Venus conjunct the Moon. So whether you're a man or a woman, today's aspects deeply speak to a divine feminine healing happening, right? How many lifetimes have the nurturing, loving qualities of the divine feminine been pushed down or put down or revoked or recanted, when truly it needs to be allowed and received and embraced? Or when we do allow and embrace the beauty of it, our whole earth comes into balance, our whole earth comes into oneness. So with the Sun, with Moon, with Venus, that's another confirmation over the next 6 months that our emotional being, our emotional connection to the mother, to the womb, and to the divine feminine is going to be going through a huge upgrade, right? And so if you're a woman, you might actually end up moving, because Moon is the home, Cancer is the home. So I feel like there's a lot of movement that's going to be happening over the 6 months, especially around homes and dwellings, especially for feminine beings. So get excited, get dreaming about where your next home is that you would like to have, where you'd like to be, and just know it's going to manifest in the next 6 months. So that brings us back to just a couple more things. And like I told you, there's a lot going on. So third, so far we have the Sun conjunct Juno, we have Moon and Venus conjunct. Sun conjunct Juno, feminine communication, Moon and Venus, emotional nurturing and love energy. really nourishing that divine feminine, really assisting us in connecting to our emotions, connecting to home, connecting to family, perhaps manifesting the home of our dreams in the next 6 months. We also have the North Node, which is our karmic destiny point, collectively and individually changing signs tomorrow. So for the last year and a half, it's been in Aries, which is all about rugged individualism, independence. It's the god of war. So it's the masculine to the extreme. It's been super yang for the last year and a half. And what is the collective destiny point? It is what we are all collectively working on learning and growing into. And so it is shifted. It's shifting tomorrow from super masculine oriented action. And by masculine, I just mean external, to an entirely different energy of yin and internal. So the North Node is moving into Pisces. And Pisces is the water. It's the fishes swimming in different directions. It represents our ability to be in this world but not of the world. And so with that shift in energy, we are going into the yin world. If you're a meditation teacher, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're an intuitive or an empath, or you channel information, the next year and a half with the North Node being in Pisces is going to mark so much growth as the collective begins to tune into their intuition, tune into their internal guidance, begin to be drawn into the magnetic mind of the internal self. When so much of our energy has been externally drawn, now it's going to go internal. So if you are someone who runs retreats, if you are someone who does meditations, you teach yoga classes, you do art, you do music, people need you, because they're going to start feeling this call to go within, to connect to their inner self, to really embody the beauty of life. And so, I really invite you to get out into nature. Today on the solstice, this is a little doggy friend of mine. Can you say hi? Connect to some animals. Connect to yourself. It's beautiful energy. It is grounding energy. It is high, intense energy. And like I mentioned in the other video, because there's so much light streaming onto the planet right now, imagine that all our stuff that we carry around is like tea leaves in a cup. Like, and by our stuff, I mean our trauma, our challenges, etc. And that all this light is like pouring water into that cup. And so things may arise, things may come to the surface, deep things, especially with Pluto, the planet of depth, retrograde, and Saturn, our structure, retrograde. There's a lot going on under the surface. So if you would like support, please reach out. You can contact me at blossomwithlotusnow@gmail.com. But the biggest message I would send to you is that there's so much beauty coming. There's so much beauty coming, and it's happening on the deepest levels. It's happening intuitively and spiritually, and you may be feeling a call to connect more deeply with your higher self, to connect with some type of a practice, meditation, yoga. I really love Kundalini yoga, exercise out in nature. Your soul is going to be talking the next 6 months as this North Node goes into Pisces, the sign of water, the sign of intuition, the sign of spiritual connection. It's going to be such a different world because people are waking up. I had a great friend say last night, people are waking up like popcorn, and it's popping, and it's popping fast. And so things that have felt comfortable and routine for the last 3 years are not going to be the same ticket anymore. We're being drawn to grow and expand into our connection to our higher self, into our connection to God, into light, and to love. And so trust your intuition, follow the flow. Everything's happening for your highest and best good. You are loved. You are supported. It is such a beautiful day. Get out there, enjoy the light, enjoy your connection to the divine. You are blessed, beautiful beings, and I appreciate every single one of you. I send you so much love from my heart, from this beautiful day. Truly, how does it get better than this? What else is possible? And what happens when we wake up and realize the gift that we each are, and that there's no one else like us, and that we each have something miraculous and amazing and beautiful to share with this earth and to share with this world. I send you so much love. Get out there, go and play, go connect into nature, and enjoy this beautiful life we have to live. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Aloha.